Have you just made a track which sounds great in your studio, but once you play it in a car, it sounds horrible? In this tutorial, I will show you 3 pieces of an equation of a mix which sounds great anywhere. But why is it so important? Over 50% of people listen to music either in car or with their smartphones and cheap earbuds. If you want your music to be enjoyed, it must sound good on all sorts of devices. Each of these focus on different aspects of your mix and will point out any flaws mercilessly. These flaws come from lack of ear training along with not knowing what decisions to make while mixing, because how can you tell in which direction your mix should go? Meet the first equation piece, which will clear things up and tell you how far from perfect is your track. A reference track is like a role model for your mix. It sets a quality standard you want your track to match. It should be as close as possible to your tune in terms of the genre, sounds used, key and arrangement. Before you work on your mix, you should have up to 3 different reference tracks prepared. To teach you mixing with them, I prepared this unfinished beat. For simplicity, I will use a single reference, which is another beat of mine. Are you ready? It's time to reveal the second equation piece. For this, I want you to prepare everything which plays music. Also, get yourself a pen and a notebook. The exercise is to listen to both unmixed track and references on each device and compare them. Take notes of every difference you spot. Are the hi-hats in the reference louder? Does your kick drum need more punch? Is there a difference in the amount of mid-frequencies? Keep in mind your reference can be louder than your unfinished mix. Match the volume levels of both tracks to make your observations more reliable. Once you write down the notes, it's time to improve the mix with the third ingredient. The most important tools for getting a balanced mix is volume fader and equalizer. These two alone will solve nearly every issue from my list. At first I will use a utility on master channel and switch both reference and mix to mono. While many speakers and headphones play stereo sound, some devices like Bluetooth speakers play only mono sound. Because you want your mix to sound great everywhere, it's so important to improve your mono mix first. The stereo image comes second. Before equalization, I will adjust volume levels of each sound in my project. It will be done better if I match the volume of the reference to the volume of our project beforehand. I will use the VU meter, which measures the perceived loudness. Your reference will be most likely after mastering, unlike your mix, so trying to match the volume with peak meter will be pointless. Once both tracks sound equally loud, it's easy to hear that, for example, the synthesizer lead is too loud. I will adjust the volume of the most important sounds with help of my reference. Remaining sounds, like short hi-hat samples, will be adjusted by ear. You can also notice the low end in the reference is more consistent. We have to fix the rumble kick sound, which is too dynamic. For that, I will use a limiter. The amount of compression was set with both gain and ceiling parameters. A short look ahead gives more aggressive compression and saturates the rumble kick. I will enhance the rhythm by compressing the whole percussion group. Besides telling the compression amount with both threshold and ratio, I adjusted the rhythm of the compression with attack and release. All remaining issues will be fixed with the equalizer. If you don't know how to approach the equalization at all, I will show you a simple technique. On your master channel, load an audio filter with a low-pass filter. At first, we will compare the low end from both reference and our project. We can hear how our main kick drum needs a low end boost. In the kick drum channel, with the help of the frequency spectrum, I am looking for the right frequency to boost. Because the auto filter's frequency was set to 100 Hz, I am concerned only about this area. I found a good spot. It's time to adjust both gain and Q parameters. The low end is improved, so I can increase the cutoff frequency in the auto filter and compare a larger frequency range. Our track sounds more bloated, which means we have to equalize the area from 100 to 300 Hz. We can hear that our lead sound is louder than in the reference. Once I mute it, the beat sounds more alike. So, it's the lead synthesizer which causes the bloated sound. With the help of frequency spectrum, I am looking for frequencies from 100 to 300 Hz, which I should cut to make the mix cleaner. In such a way, equalize the rest of your mix. Open up the auto filter more and more, comparing wider frequency ranges. If you spot a difference in the sound, start muting individual channels until you find a sound you need to equalize. Using a frequency analyzer, find frequencies you need to cut or boost. Focus most on the mid-frequencies area because unlike lows and highs, every device plays mids. After adding over 20 filters, the result is following. What you see now is the frequency spectrum of the reference, unmixed and mixed track. Comparing frequency spectrums while mixing can be helpful as well. I will remove the utility from the master channel and compare the stereo mixes of both tracks. Now, without a doubt, I can tell that the hi-hats along with the lead synthesizer need to be more narrow. I will throw the utility on these sounds and adjust the width knob to fix the last issues in my mix.